All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of the J.A.B Sports Show.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Jalen back. Everyone back. We all here.
I'm going to come back on your back. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All right, anyway,
Can't take you nowhere.
we had an exciting weekend. First off, Brian Kelly got fired with a 34-14 record in 4 seasons at LSU. We finally won our first parlay as a freaking podcast.
Yes. Let's go.
Dubs up.
Honestly, I gotta try to remember, who do we pick?
We picked Auburn, Ole Miss, and
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Yeah, that was good. Now, we jump into it. Now we can talk more about the Brian Kelly firing and how there's no shot that he goes to Florida. Is there?
I don't think there is. Florida's has one of the best athletic departments in the SEC. I could see him bringing in a guy like Lane Kiffin, which I don't know if we're going to talk about that later or not, but I could see Lane Kiffin going to Florida. Obviously, the LSU job's open. It'll be interesting to see what he does. Where you could stay, he has the whole world of college football in his hands right now.
Yeah. And then we can go. Well, I mean, the LSU job. They're definitely underperforming. What were they ranked going into the year? What was it?
Yeah, top 10.
Yeah, they were top 10.
For sure. Back-to-back losses. Hurts.
Mhm.
Need that game against Vandy. Don't get me wrong. Their schedule is absolutely. It definitely looks like hell.
Yeah, it's tough.
Overall, though, but you know who's making their schedule look good is Ty Simpson, who is the Heisman favorite right now. I don't know your all's thoughts on that, but going off of, I still think it's Fernando Mendoza, but I guess you can say Ty Simpson. But you also got to throw Diego Pavia in there. What are your all's thoughts out of those three? How would you rank them?
Probably Mendoza first, Ty second, and then Diego third. Indiana's been putting up a hell of a year this year. They've had the last few years, they've definitely been explosive, but I don't think really everybody thought they were going to be good, like better than most, but I don't think anybody expected them to like pop off this season, blowing out teams, beating Oregon the way that they have this year. So I think he's in the lead right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Fernando Mendoza as well. That's my pick. Pick to win the Heisman. I think he has a super good team around him. He's a complete quarterback. Now, it seems like from very early mock drafts, it seems like people have Simpson graded over him as far as a draft prospect goes. But we'll see over the next few weeks. But it could easily turn out them being 1 and 2 quarterbacks taken this year.
Oh, yeah. Mendoza's only thrown 3 interceptions, and this guy, after the game against UCLA when they won by freaking 50, said he was going to go back and watch film because he played sloppy at the start of the game, which he did, but made up with it by throwing for 4 touchdowns and rushing for 1. So, I mean, that's just crazy to even think about there, let alone. But Ty Simpson's playing good. Definitely going to be a close race at the end. I feel like if it comes down to it, it's going to be like who wins their conference championship.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know how it would look other than that. The only way I think it could affect is if one doesn't win the conference championship or both lose. If both lose, then I don't know what you look at. But other than that, I mean, I don't think there's any conversations right now besides those 3 people. Maybe you could throw Jeremiah Love in there for Notre Dame, but when was the last time a running back won the award? I know Travis Hunter won it last year, but when was the last time a running back won the award? Was it Derrick Henry?
Maybe, I think.
Dang. So
I had to look that up. I should have looked that up, but anyway.
Because the last non-quarterback to win it was Devontae Smith. I mean, other than Travis Hunter, was Devontae Smith, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's... But anyway, staying on this Heisman topic, we can also look at some of the matchups this week. Whoa. All right, looking at some of the matchups this week, we can look at and seeing if anybody's rankings for the Heisman will change after this. So if we look here, I mean, Vandy versus Texas, obviously. I think if Diego Pavia adds another top 25 win under his belt, that definitely is going to boost him up there.
Mm-hmm.
If Miami loses to SMU, which honestly is not crazy. Indiana versus Maryland. I think if Fernando Mendoza does what he's been doing, putting up 4 passing touchdowns and however many yards again, that's going to build his case. And does I think Alabama has a bye this week? Alabama doesn't play this week.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, they don't play this week, so I'm not. So Ty Simpson's basically just going to sit there. But I do think if Fernando goes out there and plays well, plays how he needs to, he'll be good. It'll just prevail more. But Diego Pavia, we got to worry about with that pick in that Texas game with Arch Manning looking like complete dog shit this year.
Yeah, he had the weight of the world full as far as expectations goes on his shoulders. But yeah, he has not started off great at all. Hopefully, look to see him have a bounce back last third half-ish of the year, because he's really not in full swing right now. It seems like
We could all rule out that. We can all rule out that the Arch Manning's not going to enter the draft this year. We can
Yeah.
all rule that he's going to come back.
I think he's going to stay.
I was like, you got to stay. Does he transfer?
No.
No, I don't think. I think it's the fact that this QB has like not really played. Like obviously he's played in high school, played great then, but he's been sitting on the bench. Yeah, most quarterbacks do, but not most quarterbacks have the name of Manning on their back. So I think there's a bunch of high expectations from the kid that thrown into barely even playing last year, only when Quinn Ewers got hurt. And when he did play, he played semi-decent, but that's also because defenses weren't game planning against him. So it's like you got a whole different team defenses going up against you now. So I think this is probably...
Plus the teams he did good against was like UTEP and stuff that he started against last year. So
because he definitely shows flashes at times when he can be good, but it's just not consistent.
I do think he gets a 5th year because he didn't get to play a whole lot. I think he had to play in 4 games to not redshirt, and I think he got the redshirt his freshman year. So if it does come down to it where he has to stay 2 more years, I mean, if you're Texas, are you complaining to keep Arch Manning for 2 more years after this year?
No, but I also think the only time I think he'd move is if Lane Kiffin went to Florida or LSU and had Arch poached him from Texas and moved him there. But I don't foresee him really moving or doing that. But that's the only situation I see here.
Dude, looking over this, we were talking about like hopefully that we were hoping that there were more, that there are better college games this week. It doesn't look like there's too many on the board. I mean, that Georgia-Florida game should probably be good. Apparently, on the odds, the Virginia and California game should be good.
Yeah.
But I mean, Purdue versus Michigan, Purdue should wax. And Georgia Tech versus North Carolina State, Georgia Tech should wax. Oh, the Oklahoma-Tennessee game should be pretty good. The Cincinnati-Utah game should be pretty good. But those are all... Dude, that Cincinnati-Utah game is until 10:15.
That's brutal.
I'm pretty sure they're playing in Utah, baby.
Yeah, that they are.
Brutal test for the Cats there.
Oh, yeah. And also, since we do stream on Saturdays, we do want to tell you all this. Our stream, we will be streaming the late games, right? Like the 7 o'clock games.
Yeah.
Starting at 7, probably ending that at 10. Yeah. I mean, dude, looking on here, unless Kansas State pulls one, Virginia Tech might keep it competitive against Louisville. But I was honestly debating about picking Louisville in my bet. But
yeah, they played very well last week.
That they did. All right. I mean, does anybody got anything else to say about college football this week? Anybody that you're looking forward to seeing? What we're expecting? I mean, Ohio State plays Penn State. Now that game, I feel like isn't as
that game's not going to be as competitive as it usually is.
No.
Yeah, or as watched as people. Like this isn't as don't know what the word is. I guess I can say exciting. It's not as exciting as it is. It's like, oh, does Penn State finally get over the hurdle of Ohio State? No, probably not. If they do, I will GTA myself.
Yeah. All I want to say is shout out Cutter Boley.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You want to go into that, Alex? You want to explain that since you're a Kentucky fan in here?
Oh, he just played great. He looks real confident. had like 270 yards and 4 touchdowns, I believe. Um, and I don't think he threw a pick, and he threw 70%. Granted, Tennessee's defense hasn't been that great at all this year. Um, it's still good to see signs against him playing against SEC caliber defenses like this.
All right, well, let's get into the betting portion of this. So we have our weekly money line picks. We are now what, 1-2,
Yes.
or
Yes.
1-1?
1-1.
Yeah,
We're
1-1.
1-1. We're 1-1. So we're good on. So we're 500 right now.
50%, baby.
Let's get to 2-1, baby, right here. So I will start off with my pick. I'll explain it a little bit. I have Virginia beating Cal. Now, me and Alex were talking about this before we all joined together, but Alex was going to pick California. Now, the way I looked at it was Virginia is coming off a scratching, clawing their way to a 1-point victory over North Carolina, who has been struggling all year. Now, do I think Virginia can bounce back against California? Yeah, that's why I picked them. I don't think Virginia. I don't think you get ranked 15th. Okay, you probably do get ranked 15th in the country for multiple reasons, but you should have a bounce back game, being a top 15 team in the nation against California, and be able to go in there and win. Now, I would like for Alex to explain why he was going to pick Cal.
Um,
This is
I,
back up my pick. See,
no, no. I just think that Cal has a pretty good defense, and I just didn't think that Virginia would be able to maintain it. But
we'll see. I do like my Georgia Tech pick. I might change. I do like Georgia Tech as well, but I might pick them. But we'll see. All right.
yeah.
You want
So
to roll the picks?
yeah, my pick for this week is Nebraska over USC. Dylan Royale is having a pretty good year. They have a great running back named Emmett Johnson. He's rushed for over 800 yards already.
1,800.
No, not quite. Dane Keefe tearing it up pretty good over there. They have a great team, and I think they can surpass maybe a weaker USC defense.
Hmm.
And Jalen,
And then my team, I got Vanderbilt over Texas. Texas has really been struggling consistency-wise. Now when they do put it together, they can put up points. But so Vanderbilt this year has proven they can definitely put up points. But they've also proven that they can hold teams to 1 or 2 touchdowns a game. So, and they're coming off hot, whether it's coming off last week beating LSU, losing to Alabama the previous week, but was a tough loss. Coming back after score, but before that they beat Georgia State 70-21, Utah State 55-35. I think that team is like rolling in the right direction as a program. So I believe they can compete with almost any SEC team at this point, where they used to be like a joking stock in the conference. But yeah, so I got Vanderbilt over Texas.
boys, then we picked one in each time slot. We have one at noon, one at 3:45, and one at what time was it? What time did it say it was?
The 7:30.
7:30. So we got one in each time slot. So we get to sweat every single thing. We didn't want to pick Auburn over UK.
No,
All
no,
right.
can't
Well,
do.
that ends our college portion of it. So now let's jump into some of the NFL. Now I want to jump into this. Does it really matter if the Bengals defense has Trey Hendrickson or not, or are they just complete ass? Me and Alex were talking about it at B-Dubs earlier, like an hour and a half ago. Joe Flacco in his 3 starts, Cincinnati Bengals average, I believe, is 29.9 points per game. Let me make sure I'm correct here. Okay, 29.7. 29.7 points a game, and their record is 1-2. Against the Jets, you score 38 points, and you give up 39 points to arguably the worst offense in the league. Now, we already know what Alex's feelings are about Justin Fields, but I did tell him last week, I said, watch him come in and play great against the Bengals, and he did. Also, Brees Hall rushing for 2 touchdowns and passing for 100 yards.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
But now, this is the question I want to ask you guys. Obviously, after you give me the input on how bad the Bengals defense truly is, I mean, they're atrocious. From front line to secondary to middle linebackers, everything. They're just awful. But does it really matter if they trade Trey Hendrickson or not? Like if they were to trade him, get some picks, don't have to worry about franchise tagging him next year. Don't have to worry about all that drama trying to see if you should keep him or not, and you open up $30 million in cap space for that defense they can use because your offense already set. Your offense, you'll get Joe Burrow back. Your offense is set. Your offense is fired. I think the Bengals should trade Trey Hendrickson before the trade deadline on November 4th and try to get something.
Alex, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to see him here, but I also think he probably should be traded. We're not heading in the right direction as an organization to sign him for another 2 or 3 years. There needs to be some turnover on the coaching and general manager side of the team.
They don't even have a general manager. That's the sad part. There's like a guy that's labeled as, but he's not really the.
Dave Tobin. But it just no. I'd trade him. Try to get a first round pick, second round pick, wherever you can get, and try to turn around that defense as much as you can.
I definitely think he should be traded for some picks. Now, the defense is bad. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it's 100. We'll say I think it's probably about 80% on the defense. I think it's also the Bengals can score. They have no problem scoring, but I think their issue is they score too fast, if that makes sense. So, like, the Bengals are known for making high anticipated plays, like deep balls downfield, but you've noticed when their defense plays good is when they have a good running game. When their defense can get a break. Like when they played against the Steelers, their defense played amazing. Well, didn't necessarily not amazing. They still gave up 30-something points, but they showed that they can actually get turnovers in crucial spots. It's at important parts of the game. But I think it's mostly, but they also had a really good running game as well to keep the other defense honest. So I think they could definitely trade for some picks, maybe even if it's not like a high pick, a lineman and some lower round picks, but I definitely think he should be traded to help out, honestly, to help out the O-line more than just specifically the defense.
Asked ChatGPT if it would make a trade proposal. Let's see if you two would take this. All right, there's 2 trades. I'll read the first one first. Let me know if you would take it or not. This one's for the Cowboys because the Cowboys have been calling recently about Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, I'm a Cowboys fan. I follow all that shit. I really want them to get Max Crosby, but the odds of getting him are slim to none. But the Cowboys would receive Trey Hendrickson. The Bengals would receive a 2026 second round and a 2027 fourth round pick that becomes a third if Hendrickson records 10 or more sacks or the Cowboys make the NFC Championship game. But they also get edge rusher Sam Williams from the Dallas Cowboys, who's a young, cheap pass rusher with upside. He's still on his rookie deal.
Yeah, I'd probably take that.
Yeah, probably. You get a good pick.
Or would you take this one? Cowboys get Trey Hendrickson. Bengals get a 2026 second round pick and a 2026 third round pick, but no Sam Williams.
I like the first one.
I'd probably take the young player.
Okay. Now let's do one real quick from a team that honestly is just missing a pass rusher, and they could possibly be like Super Bowl contenders, or honestly, I mean they are technically right now. I guess you could say that, but all right, the New England Patriots. You get a 2026 third round pick, edge rusher Josh Uche, however you pronounce it, a conditional 2027 fifth round pick, upgrades to a fourth if the Patriots make the playoffs or Hendrickson gets a 10 or more sack season.
There's a lot in that pick.
I like the first one better. That's probably that one's probably the second best one.
Well, I want to give two. What's another team? What's another team I should ask you real quick? This is just a quick fire thing, just to see it. What team would you want to trade with that you know? What if they trade to a guy that a team you know you're going to get a good draft pick because they suck? Like, what if they traded into the Jets or something? Or let's start out the Panthers. The Panthers.
Okay. Yeah.
Because the Panthers can be a playoff team.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay, the Bengals would get 2026 second round pick, 2027 fifth round pick, an outside linebacker DJ Johnson, young edge rusher with potential.
Sure. Yeah. I'd probably take that.
I mean, shit, dude. Imagine they traded him to. I wonder if they did the Giants.
Oh, that's
The
the last position they need, though.
Yeah, that like
I
the
know it's not.
Giants
I'm
need a
saying
better
I want to
front
see what
seven.
it would have them.
They have.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't really see anything great. It looks like apparently, according to ChatGPT, but also for everything I've been looking around, was that Trey Hendrickson isn't more valuable than a second round draft pick.
Guys, pause in this break. Shout out to the 76ers for coming back and saving my bet. They were down 15 points going into the fourth quarter, and they tied it up for overtime.
Hey, shout out to my bet right now. I need Domantas Sabonis to get 2 more rebounds, and I need the Thunder to win, which are down by 1, and I need the Knicks to hold off the Bucks.
Screw the Rockets for losing to the freaking Pistons. Ruined an easy layup bet.
I think I messed up by taking the spread of both the 76ers and the Thunder's game.
All right. Well, jumping into it now. Staying on the defensive side, talking about Trey Hendrickson, let's jump into the team that I need to trade for him. Is the Cowboys. Are there any hopes for the Cowboys defense this year? Does it matter if they trade for Trey Hendrickson? Does it matter if they trade for a Minka Fitzpatrick from the Dolphins? Does it matter if they trade for anybody on the defensive side? Does it matter at all?
I don't think one player is going to fix that defense right now.
Okay, then here. Not one player. Do you think they could trade for 2? Do you think they could trade for a pass rusher and a secondary guy? Meaning as, like, not our cornerbacks. I'm not
like
saying
a safety?
Our cornerbacks aren't bad. Our cornerbacks are obviously, like, they're pretty bad, leaving people wide open, but also we have no pass rush. So you can't expect a corner to guard somebody for 7 seconds. Like, eventually the receiver's just going to get open.
Yeah.
And our secondary, we're depleted. We have our two safeties are hurt. Our corners are hurt. Travion Diggs just got put on IR. Deron Bland he's good in man coverage, but Eberflus loves playing fucking zone. So I don't know. Our linebackers look terrible. Our 2 linebackers suck. But I don't know. Do you all think there's anybody that could trade for them? I think if they do trade for Minka, it would help out. I do think if they trade for Trey, but you're having to give up. Obviously, for Trey Hendrickson, you can just give up our own second-round picks and get him probably a 2nd and 4th, and you can probably get Trey Hendrickson. Maybe you have to trade like a Sam Williams, which we just have to eat, even though he's younger, and then trade for Minka Fitzpatrick, which you could just flip a Green Bay Packers draft pick. But I mean, what are your all's thoughts on that? Do you think that there's a chance that the Cowboys defense? Because our offense, we've proven, besides this week against Denver, and it's like we're the number 1 offense. We're a top 3 offense. Probably after last week, we're probably a top 3 offense still. But that we need some help because we can't score 30 points and give up 35, like the Bengals did last year, and like the Bengals are doing this year.
Minka's on the Dolphins now, ain't he? He was in that trade with.
He just got traded from the Steelers to the Dolphins this year again. So what do you all think, or is there somebody else you all are thinking of? Justin Bates.
Well,
That you still have Marvion Evershed coming back from injury. He's a really good pass and rush linebacker, and he's really quick. So he'll be really good back healthy. So that'll help fix the linebacker issue. But they definitely need to at least address the pass rush in some way. Whether that is Trey Hendrickson or not, I could see it happening, but something needs to change there.
I say throw the boat at Myles Garrett. Throw the boat at the Browns, dude.
I bet you he's probably
pick.
he's probably kicking himself for signing that contract.
Well, yeah, he is. He's a freaking idiot.
He
Freaking dumb. Said he valued winning, then they throw $40 million a year in his face, and he's like, "Yep, I want to win here."
Yep, right here.
I mean, to be fair,
defense is great. Your all's defense is pretty good, but the offense is just atrocious.
To be fair, $40 million is a lot of money, especially for NFL.
Dude, he would have gotten that anywhere. He just needed to stay a little more firm with that. But I mean, nobody else, no secondary. What I mean, dude, what's his name? Jonathan Simmons. Simons is still available in free agency, I believe. I don't know why the Cowboys don't sign him.
Justin Simmons. Yeah, he was a Cowboy at one point. Like 2 years ago. I'm pretty sure he was.
Holy Giannis.
I remember if he was. He sadly was not. I say we need to re-sign him. But anyway, going to the Cowboys, we were talking about who they're trading for and stuff. Dak looked like ass. I just wanted to say that. He's dropped out of the MVP for me.
Yeah.
I know I hate saying that after one game because I kept Baker in there after a bad game, but your team's 3-4, bud. You got to make the playoffs if you want to win the MVP. But talking about the MVP race again, now since we're talking about that, let's jump into top 3 MVPs. Jalen, who do you have as your top 3 MVP as right now?
Daniel Jones has still been doing his thing over
Best
there
record
for
in
the
the
Colts.
NFL, by the
Best
way,
record in the
7-1.
NFL. Baker is still he didn't do as much. I don't think I missed the Buccaneers game, but I mean, to be fair, he has like 4 wide receivers hurt right now on that roster, and he's still being able to have a winning record. Even though I hate to say it, but Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have definitely been turning it around since the first 3 games of the season. Rashid Rice was like the missing piece to that offense, a target that he can consistently rely on to get catches and yards. So I think that's really helped him out a lot. As much as I don't want to say it, I'm in the top 3 of MVP in my vote.
Yeah. Gotta go Danny Dimes. Leading one of the best, most prolific offenses, and the best overall team in the league so far this year. I'd probably still put Josh Allen out there. The Bills really struggled. What was that, last Thursday? Thursday before?
On Monday night against the
Right,
Falcons
that was
before the
Monday.
bye.
Yeah. Really struggled, but he'll bounce back. He's one of the best leaders in that quarterback position in the league. And I also think Jonathan Taylor is up there for MVP. Obviously, it's a quarterback award, so he won't win it. But I think there should be some real talk behind that.
I think this year, of any year, is definitely a year a running back could win MVP, because like these quarterbacks are doing a lot of good things, but no one's having like real like stellar stat season. Like Danny Dimes is doing great, but you don't hear about him throwing like 400 yards on like 0 interceptions, like a Joe Burrow or Josh Allen did last year, or like Lamar did as well. And there's like a lot of quarterbacks hurt right now as well. So I think is also going to negatively affect the quarterback reach. So I think this year, if anything, is a year that a running back like Jonathan Taylor definitely can win MVP.
It's just funny talking about that because it's like, yeah, but it's like last year. I mean, besides Tyler Warren, it's the same Colts team with AR and Joe Flacco as quarterbacks, and then you throw in Danny Dimes, and they're all of a sudden the best team in the NFL. It's like, son of a. But anyway, Danny Dimes is an MVP candidate for me, probably number 1 as right now. Number 2 is probably going to have to be. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is in my top 3 because just simply the fact if you're the MVP, you could do what Josh Allen does without having a Rashid Rice. You could go out there and just feed everybody, get them all involved. But I would still rock with Sam Darnold, and I'm still rocking with Sam Darnold in my top 3, just simply of the fact because of how good the Seahawks offense looks and how good JSN is playing, and to be the quarterback there after Geno was there, JSN was there, DK was there. Like, DK's not there anymore. Like, I can't even name his second option for a receiver. Can you guys?
No, it should be his check down option as the way JSN is playing, which should be Kenneth Walker. I might be a little biased as a Kenneth Walker fantasy user, but yeah, I couldn't name his actual second option.
Yeah, could not. So I have Sam Darnold, and then I will keep. Honestly, forget about it, dude. I'll throw Josh Allen in there. Because when in doubt, and I know when I have Josh Allen, you can win any game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I do like to take on the whole running backs thing. Jonathan Taylor could definitely win it. That's probably the only running back that's really, like, game-changing it right now. To where it's like Saquon was from last year. But Jonathan Taylor's on freaking steroids. Like I don't remember Saquon having three touchdown games.
Yeah, nuts.
Yeah, I wish I would have drafted him in fantasy league. He always scares me with his freaking foot injuries that he always gets, and it scares me. But that's a fantasy. You know, that's a miss on a fantasy. Let's talk about some fantasy right now because we got some players that got hurt. Like Saquon might be hurt, but the Eagles are on a bye week. Um, Tank Bigsby might be a good pickup in fantasy with how much Saquon is used. Now, do I know how much they'll use him because he's not a Saquon? Confused on that, but we'll see. Another pickup for fantasy. Who was it? We were sitting there at Beat Ups and they brought it up. Oh, well, let's talk about this. Ibuka
Yeah.
has Tate McMillan hopped Ibuka as a wide receiver. Me and Alex said hell no.
Yeah, no, the TV said that the voters were turning towards Tet as the best receiver in the class. But Ibuka missed, I think, a week total a game. Excuse me. So I don't think that just automatically disqualifies him from the top of the list. I think he's been the most consistent receiver as far as rookies goes. Um, he's definitely been the best receiver on that injury-ridden receiving corps for the Bucks.
Percent. I mean, dude, just steal.
Yeah.
And then, Jalen, you got anything to say about that?
I think it goes either way, because yes, I think Mbuka has definitely been a little bit more consistent, but I also even missing a week, their stats are similar, but I also think you got to put the offensive mindset into play. You have Baker Mayfield, an MVP caliber quarterback, and you have Bryce Young. Not so kind of average as of late. I mean, he does have a good upside. So obviously, Mbuka, an MVP caliber quarterback, is going to get his wide receiver the ball, no matter if he's first, second, third string, or whatever. Tate McMillan kind of has to work a little bit harder because Bryce Young isn't as good as a quarterback as Baker Mayfield. So I don't know the actual stats. I would want to say Tate might have a little bit more yards after catch than what Mbuka has, which would mean he's going to be playing. So if he gets 5-yard catch, he might extend it out to 15, where Mbuka might get just a standard 15-yard catch, which is more on a wide receiver's hands and the quarterback's placement, where Tate's more about he's good separation and then getting yards after catch.
I'm actually gonna look up those stats right now because I want to see. I want to see what the comparison is to why is he even being mentioned. Okay, so let's look at this. This is McMillan's stats. All right, he has 37 receptions, tied for 22nd. He has 512 receiving yards. That's 11th. He has 2 touchdowns both came against the Cowboys. Averages 13.8 a catch. He had 99 yards and 7 catches on Sunday against the Bills. Now we go to Ibuka. Ibuka has 34 receptions. He has 3 less. Has 562 yards. Has 5 touchdowns, which is tied 8th. And has 16.5 yards a catch. He has been. Let me see here. I do know he left the game early.
Mm-hmm.
He did leave that San Francisco game early. I do remember that. The Lions game he left early, I believe. But anyway, they are kind of there now. I can kind of see it, but overall impact.
Do they show
Like
targets? How many targets does each one get?
targets? Let me look. It does not, but I will look. Give me 1 second. He has 63 targets. Ibuka does, so he has more catches than he does, misses or something. However you want to look at it that way. Oh, and look at this. 63 targets for McMillan as well. Both have the same amount. The only thing that McMillan has more than Ibuka is reception.
Yeah, by 3.
By 3. And that's also because Ibuka plays with freaking Mike Evans, but he doesn't play with Mike Evans anymore. Because Mike Evans' collarbone is gone. But anyway, staying on the NFL, I was talking about all these receivers and Heismans and stuff like that. I thought we could do a little fun little thing. Maybe the viewers can give us a little, get them to know us better as football fans. I was thinking of doing a snake draft, letting people decide, and we can decide who's better. Now, I don't know how we can decide who's going to pick first. We do a little snake draft where we get a quarterback, two receivers, a tight end, and a running back. And we'll pick, and I guess we'll do a defense, I guess, because it just makes sense.
Pick a number 1 through 3 and have Chat GPT.
All right.
Pick a number.
I will go ahead and do that then. What number do you all want? I'll be at.
I'll pick 2.
1.
All right,
And
I'll
then
be 3.
Tell them to list. Tell them.
Whatever ChatGPT gets first, we'll get the first pick. Pick 2.
Jalen.
That's me.
All right.
I kind of didn't want to be
Now
first.
you'll stay with 1. I'll go to 2, Alex, and we'll just do that.
All right. Are we going like in order of like quarterback, wide receiver, wide receiver?
Right, picks 1, so you get to go. I'm 3rd, so Alex, you're 2nd. Dang, we could have just went with our freaking name, J.A.B.
Yeah, we definitely could have.
You can pick whoever you want.
All right. So my first pick is going to be a wide receiver of JSN.
All right, Alex, who are you picking?
Jamar
Chase.
Chase.
Draft, by the way.
Jamar Chase.
All right. I'm going to rock with Jonathan Taylor, and then give me screw it. Give me Daniel Jones.
I'll go Josh Allen.
Mm.
And then
There goes 2 of my picks.
I'll go James Cook.
Whoa. You're in the middle, buddy. You only get 1.
I'm trying to slide one by you.
All right. Let's see. Now, are we playing it as like rosters as of last week?
Yeah.
So like people who are hurt are already hurt. All right. Okay. We're gonna go honestly this season. Let's go Dak Prescott as QB, and then
Yeah, I know. Like Alex didn't like my Daniel Jones pick. We literally just said he was the freaking MVP favorite.
I didn't say I never liked your Daniel Jones pick.
We're literally talking.
let's see. Oh, who do I want?
Bag of chips.
We're gonna go running back. Let's go Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh yeah, I would have either went Gibby or Taylor.
Yeah, I was hoping to go like a sneaky.
I'm going James Cook.
Hey, don't worry. I left that James Cook on the board for you, Alex.
Thanks, man.
All right, give me Puka Nakua.
Bro, is he alive? Is he back?
Yeah, he's back this week. It just says questionable, so I'm assuming he can play.
Hey, everybody thought that about Lamar, but
And he had a bye
as of
week last week,
as
so.
of Saturday.
And then I'm going to take the Black Air Force himself, George Pickens.
Oh wow, sneaky pick for Blake.
I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I honestly completely forgot about it.
So to fill out my core, I'm gonna go CeeDee Lamb. Surprised Blake didn't pick that one.
Well, I know. George Pickens just played more. CeeDee Lamb does average like 100 receiving yards a game.
Let's see. You said, are we doing tight ends?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll probably go. I don't know if I want to do Sam or Trey. I'll probably do Sam Laporta for tight end.
Dude, what the Cowboys Detroit Lions team is yours?
Sorry,
Besides fucking JSN.
Sorry, everybody on this team is gonna catch a football.
I'm going to go...
Bro, that's such a stupid foul.
I'm going to go Brock Bowers. He's coming back from injury. But I think he's the most consistent tight end in the league nowadays. He's one of the only threats on that bad Raiders offense. I'm picking Brock Bowers.
All right, I'm going to finish off the draft here. Give me Trey McBride and give me the Broncos defense.
I'll do the Browns defense.
And then I will do. Who else has a?
Patriots got a pretty good defense.
Yeah, pick the
Texans.
Pick the Bengals. Trust.
Yeah.
Trust.
Pick the Cowboys. Pick the Cowboys.
I'm not picking the
You're
Cowboys.
already picking the Cowboys and Lions, bro. Fuck. The Seahawks have a good defense.
Yeah,
Honestly, this season, besides the last 2 games, I'm gonna go the Vikings defense. before the last two games, they were the number two, number one passing against the pass defense.
All right, guys. So here are the final teams. My team is Daniel Jones, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, Trey McBride, Jonathan Taylor, and with the Broncos defense. Alex's team is Josh Allen, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brock Bowers, James Cook, the Browns defense. Jalen's team is Dak Prescott, JSN, CD Lamb, Sam Laporta, Gibbs, and the Vikings defense. If I had to pick the team that was the best right now, I would probably say Alex. I just said Alex's team, and it kind of was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I think totally non-biased, but I also think my team is the best team.
Bro, what? No, I agree with that one. I'm not agreeing with Bet365 right now. It says the 76ers won 139 to 134 on everything except Bet365. It says it's 138, so I have not hit that cover yet, the spread.
Oh, no.
And I just need them and the Thunder to cover. The Thunder had to come back and win by 10. So,
Oklahoma City needs to get their head out of their butts. They're losing a 5 to the freaking Kings. All right.
But
since we're talking about betting right now, let's jump to this. Thursday Night Football. What's our parlay, boys? We have yet to hit one. We've been close.
Guess who's been 100%? Guess who's been 100% both weeks? Me and Alex.
No, he was not.
What? Oh no, he did miss last week. But I have
This
week is gonna
1 and 3 because I hit the Jamar Chase one, but I missed the DK Metcalf.
Well, you did an extra one. That was you trying to be extra.
I know. Well,
Yep.
Doing our parlay, I always do the player props. Alex does the touchdowns.
What?
Jalen does either the
over under or spread.
Over under, or he can pick the money line. We give him those three options.
I'm going with Derrick Henry rushing touchdown. I think with Lamar back, he'll be back to his old self. I'm going Derrick Henry touchdown.
No, I'm going Lamar Jackson back with 25 runs.
I think
the Dolphins can actually cover. The Dolphins are somehow can be in coverage.
I think this week I'm gonna have to do it at just the money line because right now the total points is 50.5 and the spread is 7.5. So I would say
you can tease it down.
Well, I honestly don't know with these teams because the Dolphins have been proven to be able to score 0 points. They've proven to be able to score 30 points. And then the Ravens defense is awful this year. But the Dolphins are awful this year. So I think I'm just going to choose straight money line of the Ravens.
All right. So we got Lamar Jackson, 25 rushing touchdowns, Derrick Henry touchdown, Ravens money line.
Ooh, 25 rushing touchdowns is a lot of rushing touchdowns.
Rushing yards.
I was gonna say 25 rushing touchdowns.
I'm so sorry.
Holy, we could all retire and get billions of dollars.
Yeah,
do that, viewers. Do that bet. 25 touchdowns.
Yeah, please. All right, let's jump to that ends our NFL. Let's jump to the MLB. Talk about this World Series a little bit. Alex, are you still watching it?
Yeah, so I'll give you an update here in a second. Dodgers have men on first and second. They are home. Max Muncy's up to bat. Is the bottom of the sixth, 1 out. They're down 2-1.
Last night's game was crazy. Going 18 innings. The game doesn't end until almost 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, finishing at almost 1 o'clock in the morning over there on the West Coast. But, I mean, my pick is still the Dodgers to win. I still think the Dodgers are the best team in all of baseball. Other than that, dude, this World Series is being a good one right now. It's a good World Series.
Yeah,
for sure.
I picked the Mariners to win, but out of these two, I picked the Dodgers. It's just they're just in a league above any other league, and it'll be interesting to see with the offseason this year. There's no CBA signed for the players, so they could go on lockout. And all the owners want to put in a salary cap, but none of the players want it because obviously they want to make a bunch of money as much as they can. So they're trying to get the owners to establish a salary floor so each team has to spend a certain amount of money in order to not get penalized and be an official MLB team.
So that means the Reds will not be an MLB team next year.
So
we refuse to spend money.
That means we might not have anything big in free agency for smaller market teams like the Reds.
which sucks because then we'll never win. But I mean, anybody got anything else they want to say about the MLB? It's kind of hard to talk about the MLB right now because it's only the World Series going on.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto pitched a 9-inning complete game. It was awesome to watch. Shohei's been all right. What a game!
Home runs last night.
He's been all right pitching. He's been pretty great as a hitter.
Yeah, he did come on the mound today. Only 1 run.
Yep. All right, let's jump into NBA. We are now. This has been a full week since the NBA started. We obviously have
so excited.
I want to jump into because last week me and Alex talked about this a lot on last week's episode. Reed Shepherd, for example, the Houston Rockets have decided to rock with their huge lineup, which is Amin Thompson, 6'7", Kevin Durant, 6'11", Jabari Smith, 6'11", Steven Adams, 6'11", Alfred Sengun, 6'11". It's like that lineup, but what's their record? Where are they? They're 1-3, 1-2.
Let's see.
I personally think that, like me and you said last week, it's like he plays the starters over 30 minutes plus. He's been playing over 20, 25 minutes a game. But he had 15 points last night, I believe it was, against the Nets. Shot the ball really well against them. Definitely struggled in the first 2 games of the year, only having 9. But it was last night was definitely by far his best game. I think you just start him and you have Steven Adams come off the bench. I don't think you have, because I think Reed does have a lot to offer. Now the defensive side of the ball, a lot of teams, he's gonna have to guard bigger guards, and they're just gonna be able to shoot over him. They might be quicker than him, but he can't get steals. That's the kind of defense that you just have to hope he gets, and that's the NBA defense. Honestly, is steals and blocks.
Yeah,
it's not really stopping anybody because these are the best players in the world. You just try to limit to what they can do, which is very hard. But Cooper Flag struggling, it's crazy. My MVP last week was Luka, looking pretty promising right now. Still picking him. Victor Wembanyama was a freak, nuts, and surprising team that I think that is shocking everybody is honestly, I think, is the Heat. The Heat are doing pretty well right now to start off
My
with.
dogs.
The Heat are starting pretty well. You could also say a surprising team is the Celtics with how freaking bad they are right now. That's shocking. I knew they weren't going to be as good as they've been in the years past, but them being this bad is crazy. But y'all got any thoughts on that? Like, who's your all's MVP? What's your thoughts on Cooper Flag? Maybe the whole Victor Wembanyama and surprising team. Y'all got any thoughts on those?
MVP. I think it's too early to tell. I mean, you have 16.
Well, that's the whole part of it.
Well, yeah, but I meant like you have 16 players in the first week score 40 points and help out their teams.
No defense, man.
Which is nuts. But my MVP probably this season, if I had to say right now, is honestly Giannis. Giannis has been playing great his first few games. That Milwaukee team is obviously if you look at like the roster, is a shell of its glory days, but they're still being able to compete with some of the top teams in the East. Rookie of the year is, in my opinion, should be VJ if he keeps playing like he has. I mean, scoring 34, 32 points in your very first NBA game, and then can follow that up with like another 25-plus point per game if he plays like that all season. He should have some bright lights looking for him in the future. Defensive player could be really anything. You have Wemby as my top picks right now. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Dyson Daniels in there as well later on in the season. And there's probably like a few others that I'm missing, but those are like my certain picks right now.
Yeah, so mine, Wemby, I think is going to win MVP. He almost had a triple-double the other day with no assists. He had like 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 blocks. He must put up a triple-double. First time, I think, in a couple decades of a triple-double, not including assists, but another steal or something like that. I think he's going MVP. I think the Spurs are the best team. Would think the Celtics will be playing a little better, but Jason Tatum is more than just the best player on that team. He's a great leader, and you can see how much he actually means to the team. Defensive Player of the Year, I also think is going to be Wemby.
I do have something to say with. So where you and Alex agreed where Reed Shepherd should start, I am the opposite. I think his best role is six man because if you take Adams out of the starting five, your center is now KD.
No, it's
Which
Alfred
Oh,
Sengun.
Sengu, okay, he's what 6'8"?
six,
No, he's 6'11".
Is he still? Is he
240,
six? What?
like 240.
But yeah,
Six.
but he's not the bruiser that Adams is. So, and where I also think it stands is if you have Reed on the floor, you're a guard heavy league this like the last few years. You need a perimeter defender on that floor to guard your Currys, your Shays, which Amin is that person to do that, and you can't put Reed out there guarding the one. And when you're having most of the top guards this season is like 6'6" and above. So your two guards are even bigger. You can't have Reed guarding someone who's above 6'6", not having the physicality to compete on the defensive end. Yeah, he might give you 20 points, but he's probably going to give up 25. So I think his best part is being that six-man spark plug, giving you a nice burst of scoring and energy coming off the bench, but it's not going to be to replace Steven Adams as a starter.
And now, I just think.
And with the
I think
Rocket,
Ime Udoka he overdoes it. I think he just needs to be like, you have a very talented team, dude. Just
which I don't debate that he has a talented team with this because the Rockets are 1-3 with their first two losses coming to a double overtime loss to the Thunder. So that game could have went any other way. And then they lost by 4 to the Detroit Pistons, who's been proven to be a stellar team now in the East. So you also have another player, Asur is not the exact same player as Amin, but he's kind of a lower tier version. So he's also a defensive presence coming off guarding your best guard, probably Katie at that point. But then you also have Amin guarding Cade, who I believe he didn't have as many points. He's averaging 20 this season so far, but I think that was his lowest scoring game was against the Rockets as well. So I think you need to have Amin start as that point guard to start the game off with that defensive presence against their other guards, slowing the other team down.
yeah. Now the Cooper Flag struggle is
Now,
ridiculous. I don't think they need to have him play point guard. He does not need to play point guard. There is absolutely no freaking need for him to play point guard.
no, he should not be playing point guard.
Maybe as like if a D'Angelo Russell goes out or something and you don't sub a point guard in, you're like, all right, Flag, you run the point guard for 5 minutes here. Not be like, hey,
Horrendous this year.
uh,
D'Lo's been horrendous this year.
well, I just don't think you throw in Cooper Flag and be like, all right, yeah, dude, you already have these high expectations now.
I agree.
Go in here and be our point guard of this team that has championship aspirations your first year. So I don't know. I mean, he only had 2 points last night, shot 1 for 9, only had like 2 rebounds, had like 0 assists. It's like, what the hell are you doing to set this kid up for success? And I think they're trying to make him into Luka. He's not Luka.
No.
Cooper Flag's a guy that can go out there and get you, right now as a rookie, he could get you 20, 10, and probably 3 a night, and probably a couple blocks. Just by being the backside help on rotations. Because that's when he blocks is when he comes over and you go for a layup, you don't see him, he just swats the hell out of it. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But now, let's go. I guess we can continue on the NBA. Does anybody think of any teams going to win the NBA championship as right now? We are
A week into it, 4 or 5
we're only
games.
a week into it. But if everybody stays healthy and this how it goes, like the Pelicans look better now with Zion there. Actually being healthy.
I think this is the first time in the East where you have 8 teams that could possibly win it. I mean, you have the Knicks, Milwaukee, if they play well. The Miami Heat could play well and win it. You have Cleveland. You have Pistons. There's a bunch of teams, I think, out of the Magic. There's like 7 teams right there that can honestly win it out of the East. So I think the East is going to be a little bit more competitive than it has been in a long time. And I don't even think it's just star power. I think the East has kind of turned into more of a team conference where they use a lot more of their team players, where the West you have your teams with Luka, you have your teams with Wemby, you have a certified superstar on your West teams with some role players to fill them out. So I think it's going to be an interesting season to see how each conference competes, not only like within each other, but also against each other. But my take is as a Heat fan, I gotta say the Heat as of right now.
The Lakers are winning it all.
Freaking LeBron fan, bro, over here. I'm going to go with. I still want to rock with the Cavs. I said it last week. I'm going to rock with the Cavs. I do. We talked about this last week, Alex. I do think the Lonzo Ball does affect it when he's hitting threes and he's playing defense. He's going out there being a facilitator. He's not looking to score. He's just going out there being a passer and a defender. And he's very good at that. He's very smart. Every coach that's ever coached him in the league, in college, and high school says his basketball IQ is out of this freaking world. And it does show. Lonzo Ball is not the guy that's going to go out there and drop 30. But he's the guy that's going to go out there and drop 9, but guard the best guard and make it hell for him all night. Now, he has to get healthier to where he can be able to play 30 minutes a night for them to be absolutely successful. But I know he didn't play last night, but they're just managing him. But I mean, guys, I think we've pretty much covered everything that we need to cover for this week.
Can I shout out? I would like to shout out Alexander Sarr off the Washington Wizards. Everybody thought he was ass. I was one to actually stand by him, saying he was just on a terrible team. He is the reason the 76ers and the Washington Wizards went to overtime. He scored 31 points and 11 rebounds against, I think Joel Embiid played. Even though he only played like 20 minutes. Yeah, he scored 31 against the MVP like 5-6 seasons ago.
Well, guys, anything else, Alex? You want to say anything before we sign this off?
No, sir. Thank y'all for watching. Make sure.
Shout out to all y'all. Keep watching the videos. Please like and subscribe. We need to get this. Look at Hannah in the background.
Yep. That's my girlfriend.
All right. So, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. And peace.
See you.